So let me, let me just use it here. I will try to clear everything. So you can actually download this, right? I think you can download this so that you use a proper one, because sometimes if you use the one that you browse on
Yeah.
your Internet Explorer, it's not
Yes.
really good. You download it already?
Not yet.
Okay, let me just also show you that. Trading view. Trading view. I think if you can just, I'm thinking I'm fast now. So you can just go on a trading view download, so that you don't
Mm-hmm.
really use the one that you follow on, like this web browser. I think the one that you can install, it's much stable, it's simple to use. So you can go on
The
download.
first one.
So it will depend if maybe you're using Windows or Mac. So
Mm-hmm.
you download that. So you're gonna get an app actually similar to that. So from there you're done. You don't really have to pay anything. Um,
Okay.
let's see. Let me close this. You will be done because it will install. I think what you're going to need there, it's going to be maybe your email, stuff like that. You see. So
Yeah. I need to sign in.
yes. So
Okay.
now, when you are on the platform, most likely it's going to be something like this, or maybe it will come with something like that. So it will depend on the stuff that you will be trading. But since you are new to the trading, don't really have to add this multiple uh, symbols there or instruments there, because at the end of the day they are going to be useless if you don't really use them all, or you will try to use them all and they will just add too much confusion because you can't master everything at once, you see. So
Yeah.
what we're going
Yeah.
to do there on your system, uh, you click this three lines. It's your hide. It's actually your watch list. Watch list is where you get your instruments. So if you want
Mm-hmm.
to hide it, you can just close that. If you want to open it, you can still click that three dotted line, not dotted, three lines there. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
on down there we have this small arrow here that you can click to hide that, and also I don't know if it's is visible. So this,
Uh,
you can click that, so it
yeah.
will actually try to hide. But if you want to open your watch list, you can do it like that before we even go on the chart, you see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So on your chart, I think it's quite straightforward that what we have here is going to be these rulers. We have rulers, actually I can call them rulers, but these rulers, like it's like this one, it's for period, it's actually
Yeah.
months, years and stuff. Here is the value that we have, the codes of that
Mm-hmm.
instruments, these numbers. Mostly I don't really, they don't really matter. You don't really have to know them as long as you understand the chart. Then they don't really matter that much. But you have to understand that, okay, this is the codes that we see, these are the numbers. Maybe if I say buy at this level, we'll be talking about these numbers. You see,
Okay.
we can say
Yeah.
maybe buy here, here's gonna be your stop loss, maybe here's gonna be your take profit. Obviously I will be mentioning this number, the entry there, and maybe the stop loss there. So this will actually mean it's actually value. It's actually a value for that instrument is gonna be something like that. But I'm still gonna go there. Don't worry, because I'm just clicking
Okay.
some stuff. So as you understand how to open your watch list, that for now that it's a plus, it's fine. So what do you do
Mm-hmm.
with this? Mostly they will preload some of these instruments, and most of them maybe you don't really use them. Maybe there will be Netflix, Amazon, something like that, and you don't really use them. So you can
Okay.
move your mouse around this instrument. You will see a small bean at the end. Once you hover your mouse, there's this smaller bean, or let me just make it a little bit bigger. I think every time you move your mouse there, you will see this smaller bean there. Then from everyone has to have that. Every instrument has that. So what you're gonna do is you're going to remove like everything. You're going to just click, go, remove, then you remove everything, right? So once you're done, now your symbols or your watch list is clean. It's gonna be empty like this. There is a plus sign. This plus sign, it's add symbols. You want to add the things that you want to trade. It's like you add in your playlist the songs that you will be playing. Simple as that. So we're gonna click that, and then you will find what you want. Firstly, you will know that, okay, if it's Forex, it's Forex. Forex, it's going to be currency pairs, countries, Britain, Europe, US, whatever. Then if it's indices, we're talking about NASDAQ, US 30s. But the best thing you can say all, just to avoid some confusion, and say at the moment, or now at the moment, once we're done with this, you can go there, go on the indices, add NASDAQ. Unfortunately, I already added NASDAQ, so you can add NASDAQ. It's going to be something like this, US 100 or NAS 100. Then you can add plus. I already added that. You can go on currency pairs. Just add only one or two currency pairs. You can add maybe Euro USD, any pair that you want. But just because maybe you did not really have anything, you will have this plus sign that you can actually help you to add. Then if I click this, it's going to add that on my watch list. But you can add a maximum of 4 or 5, because we don't really want this, so much of this. At the end of the day, it will just confuse. So we're just going to add those, right? Then when you're done, so that we can have enough space where we can actually do our work, you have to make sure that you hide your watch list. You know where to get it, you see. Okay. Yeah. So what about these other ones? Do we use them? No, we don't really use that. What we want is this chart actually. So I don't even open that. I don't really use that. So we're going to use this just to open. And then from that site, we're done. From that site, we're done with adding our stuff that we want to trade. If I need to change here, I think it's going to be obvious. This is dollar index. I can go click here and go on NASDAQ. It's going to change and load that chart. You see, so just like a playlist. So now, now we're done with the watch list. So first thing first, once we're done with the watch list, we have to go on the time frames, because sometimes you might have multiple time frames. At the end of the day, you might use them, you see. So time frames, they will be here. I think it's top left here. Mostly you're gonna have your time frames around that level. So what do you do there? You go on this smaller arrow there, you click here. So on this platform, if you want to add something, it's either it's a plus, you're gonna use a plus sign, you click that plus sign, or sometimes it's going to be a sort of a star. If you click that and maybe it's like that, it means it's going to appear there. You see, there's this time frames that I added, which means I added them to my watch list, or yeah, it's like my favorites actually. So here you're going to actually check this, and you go on 15 minutes. You make sure that you add to favorite 15 minutes. You go on 1 hour, you add that 1 hour. You go on 4 hours time frame, you go on 4 hours time frame. And the other ones that you're not actually, the one that we did not really mention there, you're not going to add them.
Okay.
Because there are so many time frames that you can use, but do we really need them? Actually, no. They are just there just to confuse us. Then once you added these three numbers there, or you added these three time frames, they're going to appear there. This is my time frames. Done.
Okay.
So if I need to go on 1 hour, I will just go on this 1 hour, 2 hours. Yes, you can still type. It's also fine. But if it's there, it's simple. You can still type. If you want to go on 4 hours time frame, you can type 4 H. That is gonna show you that it's 4 hours. You can
Time
go.
frame.
Come again?
I was saying it's a 4-hour time frame.
Yes. By typing, you can also get that. You see. So with the time frames now, we're done. So we need clear candlesticks like this. So next to time frame, we have this box here, a smaller box there that is going to come with these candlesticks. So we are going to use the same arrow, smaller arrow. Which ones do we need? You'll just choose the one that you want there, but choose candlesticks. Candles, not candlesticks. They will just type candlesticks like that. And that's what we are going to use. If maybe you want to use the other ones, you can do that. But at the moment, just because we're still learning, just click, just use only candles. Then this is what we see here. You see. So
Yeah.
now we have a chart like this. Before we go on the tools, because I want your chart should be actually the same as mine. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click here, or you can click option, right click on your chart. You go on the settings. We don't really go into, we're not gonna change much. We go on this watermark. You can see you don't really, if maybe you did not really check this, most likely it's gonna be blank, and you always try to check which pair is this one. But if you do this watermark, you go on the setting, on the canvas, you're gonna get this watermark. Just click, or just check that, click that, and maybe you can change the way it looks. You can make it quite visible, or maybe a little bit like that. You can change the color that you want, it's fine. Then you can just change the opacity, maybe if you want it to be quite visible. Then you're done. Then you can click OK. Then every pair that you're gonna open, you're not gonna search it every day. You're gonna see that, oh, this is Nasdaq 100. This is GBP USD. It's gonna be there on your face. So now let's go to the tools. Now you have a structure like this, but maybe you want to draw some lines. You don't really understand where can I get them lines and stuff like that. So what you're gonna do here is you're going to add a toolbox, something like this. That it's my toolbox of the tools that I'm going to use. This thing is actually a toolbox, but most likely it's not really on your side. It might still be only one thing, or it's not actually there at all. So every time you want to draw maybe the lines, you have to go here, try to check the line 1, 2, 3, and that takes time sometimes. So what you're going to do is you are going to go, for now you're going to use only very few things. First thing is going to be this. You're going to choose whether you want to see these lines. It's up to you there. Whether you want to see an arrow, it's up to you there. But remember, whatever that you want to check, if you want to add to a favorite that you use every day, remember, it's either you click the star, then it's going to be popping out like that. So let's see. On the tools, you can click this smaller arrow. Or let me just put this here so that you see. Smaller arrow there. If maybe I want a ray line or any line there, let me see. Let me add something. If maybe I want this parallel channel, so that I don't really go for it every day, I can just mark it. If I click here, you can see we have it now. If I uncheck that, you can see it's gone. So which means if I want this line, I can, if you can see it's no longer there, I can add whatever that I want on this toolbox. And then to this toolbox, I can take it, maybe it might always be on the bottom side. It will depend where you like it to be. You can place it here. And you know that if I need a line, I will just go straight to here. This is a trend line. And I will start to draw. You see, simple as that. If I want whatever, let's say maybe I want to use this, I will actually, I don't really have to go far to search for that. So this is going to be my toolbox. So what you can add on your side, you go there on the trend line tools, you are going to add trend line, which is something that you're going to use most of the time. You're going to use not really horizontal line. I think at the moment you're going to use a trend line, which is this one here. So this is only what you're going to need. These other ones, if you don't really do that much of the drawings, at the moment, this is actually what you want. So we can go on the second tool and see if maybe we need something. Nope, these are just indicators. Then let's go to the next one. You can see we don't really have what we want here. Let's go here. I added long position, short position. Okay, that's fine, but you don't really have to add that. Let's see. What you're gonna add is this rectangle. So you can add it there because you're gonna use that to draw your support lines and stuff. Like if maybe I want to draw a horizontal resistance or support, I'm going to do it like that. You see. So this is how I'm going to draw, or actually you need, let me put them together. You need this trend line and also this rectangle line. Only that. So these other ones, mostly they are useless. There are tools that other people use, but we don't really use them. So with that, for now, that will be fine. So now you're gonna have that smaller toolbox. It's up to you where you place it. So now let's talk about when we're using this tool. If maybe I want to draw this, every time, just know that every time when you draw something or when you put something on the chart, there will be a pop-up menu for that line that you have drawn. So it's either you want to change the color, you want to change the thickness or anything. It doesn't really have to confuse you. So you can do that. So let's say we want to draw this line. If we draw this line, once I'm done, by clicking here, there is this pop-up menu that I was talking about, toolbox also. So this pop-up, actually, once you click, it will always come. It will come there. So it's like it's asking you, what do you want to change now? Do you want to change the color? Okay, we can change the color. The thickness or pixel, the thickness of this line, what you can change that. You want dotted line or dashed line or actual line, you can use that. If you want to delete that, there is a dustbin there or a remove toolbox. You can click that and remove. Let's try that again. Any indicator that we're gonna use, that will always come there. It will pop up, change the thickness, change the color, and the type of that line. Do you want to lock this so that it doesn't really move around, so it won't move? Or maybe you just want it to be like that, or just remove that. Those are the things that we're going to use. Mostly I don't really use the color that much, because if you leave it there, it's just going to be like that for forever. Yes, maybe here you can say 2 pixels is fine. Then the question will be, I want to remove it or not. Okay, that's fine. That with the lines, that is good. So with this rectangle slide, sometimes it comes with different from other people, because on the newer, once you're just using this, it's just going to be different. So mostly we're gonna have like 2 colors, just to make sure that your chart is clean. The first color is going to be the borders. You see these borders, mostly it comes with lines there. Or let me just show you that. It comes with line. Once you click, that pop-up menu will come. You click that, it will come. So if maybe I increase this, you will see that, oh, that now we have that color. You can change that color if you want that. So let's click this. So I don't really want to see that line. What I will do, I will just try to make it invisible. So opacity, it will be back to 0. So I only see the color inside that box. So it's that. So now I have a clean box like that. So you don't really have to change it that every day. So now you can just move it around and place it where maybe it needs to be. So every time you draw, it will be preset to what you have done there. You see, it will be preset to whatever that you have done previously, and this is what we are going to have. Now, what are the rules of using Tradingview? They are quite simple. But they might confuse. So remember when we talk about 4 hours time frame, when we say you should identify the trend. So when we use this platform, make sure that you can see from the start to finish. Like if this is a chart, actually our chart is not supposed to be like this. We have to see, you can see where it ends and where the ends of this structure is quite visible. That's what we want. So if maybe we are talking about the structure here, it means it will be maybe something like that, but everything should be visible. If you draw the line, it shouldn't come from this area. You see where I did cut there, it's fine, but it doesn't really have to be something like this. I have to see where you started the trend and where it ends. So which means your job is to make sure that your chart fits nicely. If you move your mouse a little bit lower, you will find this zoom out and zoom in, or maybe reset. So what we're going to do there is it's actually going to make sure that we don't over zoom our chart. Make sure that it fits nicely. You can use this or that. It will depend which one do you want to use. So just make sure that your chart becomes quite smaller. But if it's smaller like that, it's easier for you to see that, oh, the trend started from here and ended there. Actually, from here you can easily see that, okay, now I can zoom because I need to see enough candlesticks, but still I have to see where the line started and where the trend ends. So something like that. Another way is, remember the rulers that I did talk about at the start. These are my rulers and that is the ruler. So this ruler, it will change if you move it, because it's a horizontal line, so it means it will move for sorry. So which means it is gonna move horizontally. It's either gonna move to your right or to your left. Trying to stretch is actually we stretching. So I like that than using this plus or minus. You see that? So once you can just hold there, you can place your mouse there, you can hold. You can see once it shows you this type of a arrow, showing you that it can move both sides. So which means once you see that, it's up to you whether you can hold and try to zoom it out. So, but it's always better to see a chart that it's fit from both sides, from bottom, top, both sides, left and right. So on the other side, we have this other ruler, which shows us the codes or the value of the stock or watch list that we have. This one moves up and down. It's vertical, so which means you can move it lower or up. So this it's quite easier for zooming in and zooming out. Like if maybe mostly it will happen when you change from one pair to another, you find out that it doesn't really fit nice. What do I do this? And maybe I want to draw. You can, it's a mess. So the best thing that you can do is to maybe vertically move this down so that it becomes smaller. On the other side, you can move it. Oh, this one is no longer want to move this side. It means I'll have to move it to my left because I think I squeezed it that much, you see. So now it means I
Yeah.
can just do it like this. But what I want here is if you identify the trend, as we always say, identify the trend, it means you can easily see where the trend is starting. Not like this. If you see the market like that, your chart like that, nope, that it's wrong because you don't really see where this thing starts and we don't really see what happened on top there. We just see, yeah, we see the structure, but that is not really correct. The best thing that you can do is move it a little bit lower, move it. Don't be afraid, just move. You can just play with it and just to see that, oh, I can see that this thing is like this. Then you can draw your things and start to zoom a little bit and make sure that it fits the screen nicely. Then you start to draw to increase that. So sometimes you find that maybe you don't really understand if whatever that you're doing is correct. You can always reset that. You can go, if you move your mouse to this area, this vertical line or ruler, you will see A. This A just auto, which means it will try to fit that chart to your screen size, because sometimes you use different screen. You might find that my screen is quite big. It can fit a lot of data. Some screens, they are quite smaller, not smaller with the size, but smaller with the pixels. Like there is 4Ks, there is 2K monitors. So mostly other like 1080p's, most of the laptops are 1080. So which means you might find that it's always like this. When you try to zoom it out, it's just like that. It doesn't really go even lower. So what you can do is you can try to auto feed that. Once you click that, you will see it's trying to fit. This is the normal way that I'm supposed to see it. Then from there, just because I see that I don't really see it on the other side, on my left hand side, I will just try to move it like that. But remember, once you click that, you just have to remember that it's going to be difficult for you moving this chart around. For you to move this chart around, because now it can't go up and down, it means you have to go back, click that to remove that out of it. So once you click that, if I push it up and down, it will now go up and down. So if I click it there, it can't. It will just go both sides. And if you can see, it will just adjust itself. And it's not really nice, but it will try to fit the screen. But most of the time, you will be confused because you don't really see where it starts or where it ends. So it means you can use this and still try to fit nicely your screen, and you have to see candlesticks nicely. Then from there, once you understand what's really happening, you've already drawn your chart, your trends, it's where maybe you can try to zoom, because now you understand what's really happening. If it's like this, it's fine. But it's not like you've drawn your trend line like this. You saw where it's coming from. When I say you saw where it's coming from, I mean you saw this trend from the start to the to finish line. You see. Then
Okay, so essentially you mean I first get to draw the trend lines and then now I zoom it so that I see if all the points that I had maybe noticed are within the lines.
yeah, actually, let's draw here. Let's draw this one. Let's clear everything. Let's make sure that it's like this. So let's say I want to draw a trend line. It's a 4 hours time frame. I want to draw a trend line. So first thing first, I want to see, because if every time when you see a chart like this, it might look like everything is there on the chart, but that is not really true. What you can do is you go on auto so that it can auto fit, just for you, just to get you used to the platform. You can click that. You can see that, okay, it's still fit, but I don't think I see everything, because what if this trend started down there? I can see that this seems to be an uptrend. The market seems to be going higher, but where actually they started. So my point there was, you can just try to make sure that you make it smaller before
Yeah.
you draw anything. You can make it smaller like this. You can, the bottom ruler there, you can use the vertical one there, and now you have your structure, something like that.
Yeah.
You start to see that, oh, this thing has been going down, didn't start there. We have a structure from this bottom. So it's where you can start to say, okay, it's fine. Let me draw my lines. You will see, try to draw if maybe everything makes sense. And once you draw, let's draw it from here, because it's actually start from here. I think around from this area. So if it starts from that area, to us, we can easily see that, okay, it's fine. We still have enough space, because what we want at the moment is only this chart, not this
Yeah.
other structure. We made it smaller so that we can see where this trend starts, because it starts here as it comes from this downtrend. So which means there was a downtrend, now it's an uptrend. So which means as we are on an uptrend structure, we have to focus on the current trend. So which means this data that we have here at the moment is actually useless. We don't really want to see that, because we want to see it closer. So this is what we can do, because the market is never going to go back there. So this is what we have. This is the trend that we have. Then we can focus on this, but we can still make it smaller to understand what's really happening. We know that we are on this uptrend because we're coming from this downtrend. So which means it shows us that this is the new trend, which we need to focus on that, not the other ones there, because it's already old. We don't really have to go last year. No, we are currently on this structure. Then we're going to have something like this. But make sure that your chart doesn't really go up like that. Everything should be actually on center. If you draw a trend line, it means you have to see that trend from the start to finish. If you identify a structure as a trend, you have to see that structure from the start to finish. So which means most likely it's going to be like this. But sometimes it might be tricky, what I'm trying to say, if you still don't really understand how to draw the trend lines or how to identify the trend. But once you see the trend, you'll start to realize that, oh, we were coming from this area, going down there. Okay, it's fine. That was a downtrend. Then the market broke out. Now we have a new trend. So you'll start to see that, okay, my structure is supposed to start from this part to this part.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be on my screen. Why this one? Because we are no longer on that trend. And now we are here. We need to trade now, not April. It's like long gone. So which means we have to focus on the what's really happening now. So which is going to be something like this.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to have. So we can go on a different structure. Let me see. Whoa. Your USD is flying. I want to check something, a smaller trend. Okay. What can we check? Okay, let's do this one. Let's clear everything there. So here, this is what we have on Euro USD. I think this one is clean. We can easily see from, I think this one is it's obvious. We can see from a very long time. This is 2023, but we don't really need all that information. We just need to understand what's happening currently. And since we are on a 4-hour time frame, we can try maybe to draw from this part and see what's really happening. We can easily see that, oh, here it was a downtrend structure. Okay, fine. The market went up. Okay, that was an uptrend structure. Here it was a downtrend structure. So which means I think we need to focus on this area. We don't really need much of this. You can still try to draw whatever that you get there as trends. You will see that, oh, now we are on this specific trend, which means we are supposed to focus on that, which means this structure is supposed to fill the screen, something like that. Then we have to see something like this on our screen. So it's up to us. We can draw it like that. If you draw the trend line, you can draw it like that. But I still see where the trend starts and where the trend finish. So it's where you're gonna draw your double lines. Then you can see that, oh, this was a proper downtrend structure. I can see where the market was touching, and now the market just broke out. So which means now we are going to start with a new trend. But this was the trend that we were focusing at. So which means we are just going to have something like this. But your lines, we don't really need a chart like that. It should fit nicely on your screen so that you can see where the trend starts and where it finishes. And since this one is going to be done, we are no longer on this downtrend. The market broke out. It means we are going to start with a new trend. Slowly, we will be moving on this new trend. You see, because at the moment it's still early. It's not, the structure is not really there, but we know very well that this one slowly is gonna disappear as the structure continues. Maybe next month, next week, then we're gonna have a new one. So which means we are going to focus on the trend that we are at the moment. So this was the current trend. We just have 3 candlesticks there, which means it's still valid. We can still continue there. But at the end of the day, that is going to phase out and start to have a new trend, which is going to be maybe uptrend. So which means we have to focus. The structure has to be visible from where it starts and where it ends. So I hope maybe that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if maybe it's possible on your side to share the screen so that you can show me if maybe you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Okay, let me stop sharing. First, let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah, now you can share your screen so that I can see that we are on the same page.
But I don't have the trading view yet.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, but I am, after this I'll practice and then maybe I can share.
oh, okay. That will be good.
And
That
then you
will be
see.
good.
Oh,
That will be good because I will also share this video. Then you can go rewatch whatever that we were saying. Then, if you have
okay.
some mistake, you can then try to change whatever that you need to change. But that's what we do. That's how you are going to use your trading view. It's just a matter of practicing. It's not like
Yeah,
maybe it's a difficult thing to use. It's just practice. As
no.
long as you understand what are these things mean,
Yeah.
your tools, these lines, they can move like that. This one can also move like that. There is your watch list, things that you're going to trade, how to add them, how to remove them, how to add these tools. You go there, you
Yeah.
add the tools that you want, whether you click the star there, then everything will be there. Understanding when, if maybe you want to click this and you want to change, every time you click it, there will be a pop-up menu, very quick. You change the color, you change the size, you change the style, or you want to delete that, then actually that is actually what we have at the moment, and that's how we are just going to use our trading view. Another thing that you can do is to just try to use it every day, and
Yeah.
you just get used to that.
Okay.
You see, so I know so many people use if you're using a laptop, as I know, mostly you're using a trackpad. So what I can say is it's not very nice especially with trading. So which means you just have to use, if maybe it's possible, you can get a mouse, a separate
Yeah.
mouse that you can plug on your laptop because it can move very nice. But with the trackpad,
Okay.
things tend to be quite slower sometimes. But if you used to that, that's fine. But once time goes on, you can invest in a very affordable mouse that you can plug. Then
Yeah.
it works very nice.
I'll do that.
Yes, because for you to do this with a trackpad, you just have to go there, hold with one hand, another hand should be going up and down while still holding. With the other one
Yeah.
here, you have to hold this, go on the other side, uh, so that it's not really a job, but it's not really nice, especially with that trackpad that comes with the laptop. You see, so a smaller mouse can actually do the trick. Sometimes you might feel that it's difficult, but maybe it's the trackpad. Mostly it's just like that. I don't even use the trackpad because to me it feels like too much job. And I feel for
Yeah.
people who don't use that sometimes you will feel that it's difficult, but it's just the mouse that you have. That trackpad doesn't really work nice with these lines. So for you to touch this line, you have to go straight. Try to place your mouse there before you have to click hold. That's the problem. So, but as long as
With the
everything is
mouse,
fine,
yeah.
yeah, as long as you can easily make sure that your chart is visible both sides. On your analysis, I will see that, oh, maybe you did not really do it correctly. I will tell you, then you can slowly change that and make sure that you see both sides. And that will give you a very clear idea because by making sure that the chart is quite smaller there, you have an idea that, oh, this thing, it's actually going up. Like now, if I can say you open the chart and you see something like this, you see something like this, automatically
Yeah.
before you even think twice, you will just say, no, this thing is a downtrend structure. It's coming from a very nice downtrend structure. And you will think that is correct. Yes, it's a downtrend structure. But if you start to do it correctly, you'll start to see that, oh, we are coming from a very proper uptrend. But just because this thing was like seriously zoomed, you were
Zoomed
only
in.
looking at this part, you see. And that
Yeah.
sometimes it's a
You see the
mistake.
difference now.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not about understanding how to analyze, it's just that sometimes you don't really know the tool that you're using. Sometimes you just need to practice the tool because you might know how to understand how to draw this, but if your chart doesn't really fit nicely, it means you will still do some mistakes. But if it's like this, you will see that, oh yeah, it's a downtrend structure, but that downtrend structure started from this breakout, not from the top there, but from here. Then you will understand that, okay, we were on an uptrend. If we are going to talk about downtrend, then we will talk about this part, not the overall structure. But it's quite difficult actually if it's like this. You just see something like this, you don't really see what was happening back there, and at the end of the day, you just lose unnecessarily. You don't really understand what did I go wrong, but you just zoom in. Your structure is very, very, very close.
Yeah.
You see. So yeah, at the
Yes.
moment, you can try to practice that, and you will let me know if maybe you had some issues and stuff, and
Yeah.
then I don't think you're gonna have some issues. It's just only the lines. The most important thing I think is gonna be your trend line and your horizontal line. As long as you can know how to draw them, know how to clear them, and know how to zoom in and out, that is the most thing that we're gonna use. So the other tools, yeah, they are there, but we don't really use them that much. We just want to understand the structure, what's happening on the structure. By that, then we will be done. Then from there, we should be jumping back to our approach, then trying to catch up with the other guys, like trying what's really happening on the market, how we draw the
Yeah.
trends and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay, so no, for now I think it's enough. Yeah, I think you will have a time to go through everything. So, anyways, I will see you when I think it's Friday. Friday, ne?
Friday. Friday, same time.
Friday, 11 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, have a great one. Thank you very much. I'm trying
You
to
too.
resume. I'm trying to resume my camera. It doesn't really want to come back, but anyways, it's fine. So thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.